Alright, so in the last lecture we talked about strings. We discussed how we can split strings, slice strings, how strings work, and so on. And again, there are several functions that we can use with strings, and we'll get to them later in the course. But basically, I just wanted to give you a quick introduction on how strings work. Now we get on to lists. So, for example, let's say I had to go to maybe Fred Meyer or Target or any shopping store that's maybe near you. And I was creating a list. So let's create a shopping list of the things I need to buy. And I'm going to be using a string here. So I have a shopping list. Maybe I need eggs. I might need some carrots. Oh, I need milk, cherries, and let's add one more, apples. Okay. So let's say I had to go to a shopping store and I had all these different items that I had to buy. So right now what the problem is that if I need to know what's the first item in my list, what do I have remaining, stuff like that, I can't do that with a string. Right now if I just want to find out what's my first item, I'll have to do shopping list and then use some splicing stuff, but that also depends on if I know the number of characters. Right now if I just print shopping list, I'm just going to get egg, carrots, milk, cherries, and apples. There's no specific way to find out what's my first item, what's my third item, what's the last item I have to get. And this is where the Python term lists and the more general term arrays comes in. So again, let's create a new list, shopping list 2.0 or 2, and let's create an array over here. And the way to create an array is we're going to be using two square brackets. And in the square brackets, you're now going to add your items. So our first item was eggs, comma. Our second item was carrots, comma. Third item was milk, cherries, apples. So these lists, right? They're the most versatile data type available in Python. All the items, the items in the list can be of any data type, strings, numbers, etc., but they can be. So this is our shopping list in which we've used an array. Now, for example, if I print out shopping list 2, what do I get? I get eggs, carrots, milk, cherries, apples in square brackets. And now you're wondering, hey, what's the difference between shopping list 2 and shopping list 1? The only difference I can see is that we're adding these square brackets. Well, guys, the whole point of arrays is that we can now use indexing to get our values. Whenever you create an array, and again, in arrays you can add any value whatsoever. You could have added integers, floats, you could have added decimal values, stuff like that into the array. Right now, since it's a shopping list, I've used strings. But the whole point of arrays is they've given each value an index number. So I'm at the grocery store and I've checked marked eggs, but I'm not sure what is my next item in my list. So what we can do now is if we do shopping list 2 and then in square brackets right next to it 2, we get milk. So you're probably wondering, well, why didn't we get carrots? It's a second value. Well, think about it like this. Just like we talked about characters in the last lecture, with lists, it's the exact same thing. The indexing in a list, in a string, in almost all data types in Python, it starts at 0. So the eggs index is 0. If I want to know what is my first item in my list, I'm going to use shopping list 2 and then in square brackets the first item, which is 0. If I want to find out, hey, what's my fourth item in my list, I'm going to say shopping list 2 and then n-1. If I want to know the fourth, it's 4 minus 1, 3. So shopping list 3, it's cherries. So this is where lists become more and more useful. And this isn't the end. There's tons of functions you can add with lists. Right now, all we've done is we've accessed values. Let's say I was at the shopping store or at the grocery store. And I'm like, wait, I don't need milk anymore. I realized I have 2 cartons at home. Instead, I need chocolate. How do I update the value in list? Right now, if we were using a string, there was no way we could do that. We'd have to rewrite the string over and over again. Waste of time. However, with lists, it's quite simple. First, find the position. What's our position? It's going to be 2. So all we're going to say here is shopping list 2 should now be equal to chocolate. Do you see what we did there? All we're saying, string object does not support item assignment. The error I was getting here is, sorry about that. It's shopping list 2 since the variable name was shopping list 2. So here, in case I want to change milk to chocolate, now typing in chocolate again. And if I print out shopping list 2, we get eggs, carrots, chocolate, cherries, apples. Isn't that cool? So you can update values in lists. You can change, you can delete, you can add. These lists are the most versatile object you'll find in Python. And as we get along in the course, as we add or dive deeper into Python, lists will be one of the main objects we use every day. So play around with this, and in the next lecture, I'll be showing you some cool functions that we can use with lists. See you then.